Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys another Pick 3 Florida workout. Today I want to share with you how to look at key digit numbers, especially when they're in a particular area. We're going to be using the 317 rundown. Feel free to test other rundowns. If you're outside of the state of Florida and you kind of like the pattern structure, you think it could be something similar for your state, definitely backtrack it, okay? Now I'm going to tell you right now, before you start heading to the store, make sure that you're studying and playing on paper first. When you feel comfortable, then you move forward, okay? So we're going to backtrack this a couple of days. I want to make sure you guys are keeping up daily, because this is how you're going to start spotting patterns and how numbers are moving through your rundowns, okay? So Florida, November 5th evening, there was a hit of 795, okay? So what we've done is we're putting it into the 317 rundown. Now, how many of you don't know how to put one together? You should, but even if you don't, here it goes. Once you lock in that last hit, you're going to simply add each of those numbers down the columns, okay? So for the first column, we're going to add 3. So 3 plus 7 is 10. For your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones, place your 0, okay? 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12, only use your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11, only use your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So you know you did it right. The number you start with will be the number you end with, okay? Then you would add 1 all the way down that second column, 7 all the way down the third column. 795 we begin, 795 we end, okay? Here's the next step. I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention to double numbers. Sometimes double numbers will be on the left side of your grid. Sometimes they will be on the right side of your grid, okay? So the important thing, not only do you need to spot doubles, because you're going to see doubles. They may not happen every day, but you will see them. But the most important thing is a key digit, okay? We're going to talk about the key digits 7 and 2. I told you guys I've been tracking a lot of key digits, and for Florida, 7 and 2, depending on the rundown, depending on what's being used and what you're looking at, depends on how the patterns may flow, and they can change. I'm just telling you. That's why I want you to play on paper and just go backtrack, see what's going on, okay? So something I've noticed, I don't know if you have, whenever there's a key digit of 7 or 2 and it's either in front of a double, okay, it has to play with the double, whether it's in back or in front of that double, you're going to want to pay attention to these patterns, okay? Now, the patterns may move, so make sure you move with them, okay? So let's take the number 7. I noticed the hits have been coming around the number 7. Okay, we'll start there. Okay, so the number 7, okay? We're going to start there. So 5, 5. I want you to pay attention to 2 patterns, either an L shape or a V shape, okay? And you're looking for the number that repeats in both of those directions. So look at this. You have a 4, 6, 5, right? It completes itself L shape, which could be something high. I'm not saying it can't play. Then you have on the other L, 0, 4, 5. I'm gonna write that down. You notice how the 0, 4, 5 repeats itself again around the 7, but this time is in a V shape. 0, 5, 4. Okay, so this one repeats itself twice. I'm gonna put a star by there, okay, or whatever this is. Okay, notice how that number repeats twice around that key digit. Pay attention to it, okay? That 0, 4, 5, 0, 5, 4, it repeats itself twice. Now, I'm not saying don't play the 4, 6, 5. They may want to, switch things around, but pay attention to what's forming and what's repeating. I keep telling y'all, what's repeating, right? Well, guess what? 5, 0, 4 hit. It hit November 8th, midday. It took a couple days. That means you would have had to stay on that number for a couple days, but it hit, okay? You could have got it twice. You could have went L shape, okay? or you could have went V-shape. You're looking for whatever happens twice. I'm not saying don't play the 4, 6, 5. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Don't just look at your 7. I want you to also prepare yourself to look at the number 2, its mirror. Let's talk about mirrors for a second. Some people believe in them, some people don't. I was noticing for a minute, for a week, like some of the hot patterns were around the number 2. Well, 2 and 7, they're actually the same number. They're opposite. That's what we call them mirror numbers. So I'm going to give you a suggestion. If you happen to be using this, don't just use your 7, use the mirror 2. Mirror numbers are as follows, just in case you need them. So when we say mirror numbers, you know exactly what we're talking about. We're saying a 0 could be a 5, or 5 could be a 0. A 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Okay? So with that said, I'm also going to look around my 2s. And I want you to see, okay, the numbers are going to change. They're going to mirror. So instead of 0, 4, 5, you're going to see 9, 5, 0, 9, 5, 0 twice. You see that? So that could be something. If you're using the bottom L shape, 0, 1, 9 could be a possibility. Okay, so when I'm looking, I would be looking at your 2s and your 7s, because that's where the trickery is. Because for a minute, I would see a lot of the hot numbers come around 2s, but then they'll mirror off and they'll throw off. So you have to catch this stuff. Okay, so again, those are just some patterns I've been looking at. You may find more. If you do, yes, keep on it. Okay, those are just some of the basic ones that I've seen. So I wouldn't just stay around the 7s. I would go around its mirror 2. Okay, pay attention, because the numbers are going to be mirrored after that point. Okay, that's my hot tip. You like this? Before I need y'all to get your likes up right now, hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and make sure you sign up to the membership. I cannot stress that enough. If I decide to put this on out in the public, we'll see. I haven't decided yet. I just put that in there always to cover myself. Anyways, folks, one more. It happened again. This is what I'm saying about patterns. See what keeps repeating, what keeps coming up. Okay. November 6th evening, there was a hit in Florida of 802. Now, if you look on your left side, you see a double 1, 1, 1, but you don't see the key digit. You see the 6, 6, but you don't see the key digit. If you look on the right side, and you're not going to see these every day, that's why you have to pay attention. 3, 3, 7, so this could be hot. 8, 8, 2. We're going to take the same thing. We're going to go L shape and V shape on the combinations. So this is what that looks like. I notice there's a 430 043. That's going to be my hot number right there. Why? We're looking for something like that goes V shape and L shape. 043 430. That's going to be my hot number. However, I was looking at that 423 as well, because I actually did this workout myself early this morning, and I thought it was going to take a few days for the hit to come, and it actually came faster than I thought. That's why I jumped on here and I wanted to share this. Okay, but don't just stay where the 7 is. I know they use the 7. Let's you also think about the 2, just in case, to cover ourselves. If they use the 2, again, you notice you have the 598 going L shape, but you see it again V shape 985. I'm gonna write that down. 985. That could be a hot number, right? Look a little funky. All right. The other one would be 978. Okay. So let's say you held on to those 4 numbers, right? November 9th, it took a couple days. It took about, 3 days, midday. November 9th, 043 hit. Okay, so this time we did the L shape. I'll do the V shape on this one, so you can see that one. You can see the different shapes. So you could have went 034 L shape or V shape. I wanted to show you both. Okay, nice workout, isn't it? So what do you have to look for, Florida? You have to pay attention to doubles. I'm not sure how they're doing with mirrors. I see it working with doubles, but if they change with it. All right, so pay attention to digits. I say key digits, they can use whatever numbers they want to in a week. You know, things can change, but 2s and 7s, pay attention to those numbers. You may even want to look at 0s and 5s. Okay, if you start noticing there's repeating numbers around certain digits and you see them coming out in a couple days, that's where you want to keep your eye at and keep studying. Okay, and I did this. Let me see if I have my paper here. I probably can't understand the chicken scratch. I did this early in the hours. And I said to myself, track 403, 985, 423, 978. But I was looking for it to come. I was going to be really paying attention to the 423 for November 9th, midday. But it didn't play. 403 played. So I was on to something. I said, oh my. I wanted to come on and share. Okay, so Florida, I hope this helps. Let me know how you guys are doing. We're trying to make these things easier, simpler. You know, if hits can come around date some numbers, wonderful. Sometimes they're coming around special key digit numbers. So we just have to figure out what the state is throwing out. Okay, so y'all definitely give your girl a thumbs up for this. I really think this is going to be really fun for us. And don't forget to try other rundowns. Okay, 317 could be hot. I'm going to also be comparing 1, 2, 3, and maybe a couple of others to see what's going on with those key digits. Okay, so anyways, that was it. But you guys have a wonderful weekend. See you guys on the next video.